The following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WZWA Network, and welcome to my review show here of NWA Crockett Cup 2023, Night 1 from Winston-Salem at the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds in North Carolina on June 3rd. Sorry, this review is going up a bit late. It should have already been up by now, but things beyond my control. So apologies again. Let's crack on with it here. We got Joe Galley, Tim Storm on the call here for the pre-show, and I was like, oh God, the pre-show is 90 minutes long. 90 minutes long, and I still had a 2-hour, 45-minute pay-per-view to get through after that. So over 4 hours, I watched this, and then for the review to not go up after that. So we started off with Flip Gordon and Fodder with Angelina Love at ringside, taking on Sent to Slaughter, which is the team of Sean Donovan and Danny Maff, or Dan Maff, or Muff, whatever. No, Muff, I think it's Muff. Not many notes here. I'm going to really skim through this pre-show as quickly as possible because, fuck man, 90 minutes. Flip Gordon does a lot of things that I don't like run from his opponent who's standing in the middle of the ring to springboard back at them, things of that nature. First time seeing Danny Muff. I think he's pretty decent for a big bastard that he is. Flip ends up hitting a moonsault for the win, and the flipping psychos move forward in the Crockett Cup tournament. Coming up next, Savages. With Chris Silvio Esquire, that's Jack Stain and Blake Troop, the MMA guy, taking on T.N.T, Terrence and Terrell, the sons of D. Von Dudley. So looking forward to seeing them do their thing. I was watching this on YouTube, and the live chat on YouTube was just tearing Tyrus apart the whole time. Unbelievable. Terrell, he's got to work on his punches, man. Some of his punches just weren't nowhere near his opponent, and his opponent was still selling them. Don't be afraid to get closer with the punches, dude. Come on, work on it. This wasn't very good, I have to be honest. I kept thinking, what the hell is going on? It looked like they were setting up for a 3D, and Jax was just kind of staring at them. And then there was kind of a weird clothesline by Jax. I guess there was a bit of miscommunication. So the match fell apart just before the finish, and that's about it. There was a strange transition going from this match to the next one. There was apparently like a 4-team match to see who could be the final seed in the tournament. One of the teams was already eliminated before this footage started airing, which I believe this was done during the Fan Fest that happened earlier in the day. Miserably Faithful, Jeremiah Plunkett and Eric Jackson and the Outrunners. Miserably Faithful got eliminated very quickly, and the Outrunners hit the total recall and entered the Crockett Cup. There was just not really much to say about this one. Again, let's move forward again. The Fixers, former US Tag Team Champions, taking on Yabo and Ruffo, the Brothers of Funstruction. That is such a shit tag team name. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be negative. Really, I'm not. I just thought fun doesn't rhyme with Dez. So how can you call them the Brothers of Funstruction? That's so shit. There's got to be something else that you can call them. You know, if you want to do like a play on words or a rhyme, what about, I don't know, Clown Town instead of Downtown? It's shit too, but whatever. At least it kind of makes more sense. I like that one of them was trying to blow up a balloon and he got fucking belted for it. I like Legursky, bro. He's a big bastard, another big bastard. He had a nice press slam on Yabo. I popped for the clown shoes, really. They're wearing these big, massive, floppy clown shoes. I like it. It's a nice touch, boys. Despite the fact I hate your tag team name. There was a guy called Terry McDermott in the live chat on YouTube who seemed to really take issue with Pollo Del Mar. Get over it, dude. Get over it. Get over it. Fuck, who cares? Oh, it's a drag queen. Oh, do you not like seeing drag? Shut up, bro. Who cares? It's a character. So the finish could have been awesome with the fixers getting pinned here by the clowns. If the referee just made the fucking count. Yes, his shoulder was up slightly, but you got to trust production, the production team, to cut to a different angle and just start counting. Shit, bro. Because it was such a ferocious kind of reversal there to get to the finish. And the referee, look, I know he's doing his job, but shit. A few more to go here on the pre-show. Toxin and Arez take on the Heatseekers. So Arez is Commander's tag team partner in AAA. And he's one half of their tag team champions. And again, I was not writing a lot of notes. It's hard to comment on cold matches with teams I've never heard of. I also think Russell from the Heatseekers seemed a little bit off during this matchup. So someone got dived on by Arez, and then Toxin did a dive onto the guy who was just dived on. And I just thought to myself, why would that happen? Why would you do that? Arez ends up getting the pin. Let's move forward. Sorry, I have to admit, I was a little bit miserable during this pre-show, knowing it was going to be so long. And a lot of these were just cold matches for the tournament, etc. And the brackets told me the result of the next matchup before it aired, as Max the Impaler and Judais defeated the Now after Judais hit a choke slam for the win. Great choke slam, though, must say. But again, nothing much to really add to that one. Coming up again next, Magic Jake Dumas and Big Bad Brian Brock with CJ at ringside. You'll know CJ. Every time I do an NWA review and Magic Jake is on the show, she does something to make me laugh. They take on Kratos and Odinson, which is a formidable force there as a team for this tournament. The purpose gets sprayed into Kratos' mouth to begin the match, and it didn't seem to really do anything different as far as his demeanor was concerned. So it's kind of like Finn Balor being the demon and essentially wrestling the exact same as he always does. CJ, again, constantly presenting. Even when Odinson was beating the shit out of Brian Brock, that's the team that she came out with. She's applauding. Brock gets thrown to the outside. He hits hard on the floor, and CJ presents him. It's unbelievable, bro. CJ gets in the ring, and for whatever reason, she gets in the ring too. I guess as a distraction. She gets in the ring and she starts presenting Kratos. She's the star of this match, honestly. First laugh of the night from because of Joe Galley. Magic Jake Dumas had a playing card and raked the eyes of Kratos, and Joe Galley screaming out loud, "The playing card to the eyes! Kratos might be blinded." Unbelievable. Blinded. Like, so dramatic. Brock kicking out of the spinning slam. I thought it was over then, so they got me. But soon after, Kratos wipes out Brock after Odinson hit a shoulder tackle on Jake. And CJ, again, applauding, even though her team lost. She's excellent, bro. Okay, so let's move forward again. The Outrunners take on Cyon and Jordan Clearwater with Austin Idol at ringside. So this is the last match of the pre-show. There was a lot of stalling to start the match, so I'm just pressing the arrow because I got to get through this thing, you know. I think the Outrunners look to have a lot of potential. I hear that they're like a former OVW tag team champions. Nice stalling suplex from Cyon. I'm guessing all of you care that I have to say that. I gotta cut back on the pointless notes sometimes. At this point, that was the first time I cracked open a beer because I knew that it was going to be a long show. You know what? I really hope Mark Briscoe shows up on night 2. Kevin Keenan, referee, got to give him props. He cares about tag team wrestling rules. Truth, Martini missed a knee drop, tagged in Turbo. So, okay, here we go. Odinson's on the ground. Truth goes for a knee drop. He misses it. He tags in his partner Turbo, who immediately went to the second rope for a move, even though Odinson clearly showed he was okay and had moved out of the way for the knee drop. Why would you do that? And guess what? Odinson moved out the way when Turbo went for the move. Silly. Sorry, nitpicking, but got to be said. Cyon, during this whole period of the match, he gets attacked by a masked man who's wearing a Cyon mask, but it's all in black. And shortly after this, the Outrunners got the win. And Austin Idol was confused and just standing there. And then Austin Idol just walked away from his son, Cyon, his son. He just walked off. How rude. I guess the plot will thicken on night 2. We finally get to the pay-per-view here. Crockett Cup, night 1. The first match is already in progress from, this is just from the feed that I was watching it on. I don't know if I accidentally skipped forward or something, but the Outrunners, again, now they're taking on Blunt Force Trauma with Aaron Stevens at ringside. You know, I think that Carnage guy from Blunt Force Trauma, I think he's got some promise. Reminding me a little bit of Butch Reed, and I'm not just saying it because he's wearing a mask, but and I think the Outrunners have a Midnight Express vibe to them. If they could cut out some of the hokey flexing, I said Midnight Express, I meant Rock and Roll Express. If they could cut out some of the hokey flexing and all that, I think they could be a great babyface tag team. There was a double team flatliner, and I like that this was quick. It was over, and Blunt Force Trauma moved forward. I have to say, Aaron Stevens has probably found his niche as a wrestler, even though I enjoy him as a wrestler. Sorry, he's found his niche as a manager. Fuck. But I do enjoy him as a wrestler. But I honestly, I think he could be the next Bobby Heenan. I'm serious. He's that funny. He's that talented. He's that good on the microphone. He could be the next Bobby. Moving forward, Kratos and Odinson taking on the Country Gentlemen, the NWA US Tag Team Champions. Country Gentlemen are looking cool with an updated look, bro. I think that they needed to go over Kratos and Odinson here, but that's okay. They didn't. Kratos hitting those great release suplexes. They're really cool. You know, he sets them up for just a regular suplex, and halfway through, he just lets go, and they go fucking flying, bro. They threw the Gentlemen together and hit the uppercut. Sorry, Odinson threw the Gentlemen together. So he threw one to the other, and one of them, his head happened to go right where the guy's arm is, like that, like in DDT. And then he hit a jumping uppercut to the guy who was holding the guy for the DDT, who then was forced to DDT his own partner. I hate that. Don't do it. It's Young Bucks bullshit. We don't need Young Bucks bullshit in NWA. There was a huge pounce from Odinson, and then Jax ends up getting the pin. Not a bad match. Again, let's move forward. Alex Taylor taking on Joe Alonzo. The winner of this match enters the 6-man scramble match for the #1 contendership for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship on night 2. I think Joe Alonzo has a real shit-eating smile. I did like the fact that Joe got in my friend, I call him my friend, my internet friend, Mike Durbin, who seems to be at all NWA shows in the front row. He gets in Mike Durbin's face. And Mike, if it were me, and I know it might be a bit cheeky to try and get one over on one of the wrestlers, but he was right in his face, Mike, I would have, because the camera was tied in on him, Mike, I would have pulled a face in and made it seem like Joe's breast steak. That would have been cool. I would have laughed my ass off. But you kept your cool there, brother, so well done. This was a nice palate cleanser, this match. And also like the fact that the two had their managers at ringside who were having a lot of an effect on the match. So it's pretty fun for a match based on athleticism. It keeps things interesting having the, narrative of the managers messing around at ringside there. And Joe Alonzo doing a great job at coming across like a real dick bag. Working the shoulder, pulling off the shoulder tape on Alex Taylor. That's what made him seem like a real dick bag. And I thought Alex Taylor had great babyface fire, brother. Jamie Stanley, the manager of Joe, really paying dividends for him. Great distractions. And in the end, Joe was able to make Alex tap to the cross arm breaker. Excellent. let's move forward once more. Bobby Fulton is here. He comes out to cut a promo. So it's good to see them, bringing out the legends again. I think the last pay-per-view they did not, and I was a little bit miffed about that. Coming up next, oh man, there's so many matches. There is. The Mortons, Kerry and Ricky. You can see my exclusive interview with Ricky Morton on this channel from the Insider's Edge podcast. They take on Toxin and Arez. So I thought to myself, I wonder what's going on with the Rock and Roll Express retirement tour. I checked cagematch.net. They've had one match in the last 7 months. What is going on, bro? Has he been injured? Compliments to Velvet Sky. She has improved on talking over the top of Joe and Tim. Thank you. Good stuff. Big pop-up, you know what? And I say that, I understand it's difficult with a 3-person team. I understand that. So a big pop-up sit-down powerbomb from Toxin, which was one of the highlights. And there was something that happened. Tim Storm. This is what I love about commentators. They always express these concerns, and it's always the most dramatic thing. Like earlier, Jax Dane could have been blinded. He might be blinded by that playing card to the eye. Blinded. Tim Storm was expressing concern that Kerry Morton's leg was snapped. That is so over the top. I wouldn't mind a Kerry-Ricky feud where Kerry gets too cocky and arrogant and stops listening to his old man. And as I was thinking that, and I wrote that down, that's when Kerry started acting like a little bit of a dick. He hit the running knee, and then he grabbed his title belt. And then Ricky got involved, didn't want him to use the belt. And then he hit another knee and won't go for the pin. And I kept thinking, why would Kerry want to keep hitting him with the belt when he just hit him with his finisher twice? And why would he want to hit him with the belt whilst the referee can see as well? But then Ricky ends up snatching the belt off him. Kerry distracts the referee. I think we could have got to this a little bit in a better way. Just saying. It was a bit odd, this whole scenario. But then Ricky Morton has the title belt in his hand, and he hits Arez in the face with it. And Ricky Morton's turned heel. What the hell? I love it. Joe, Velvet, and Tim losing their shit over it. So upset at Ricky Morton. He's been a babyface for how many decades now? Ricky cuts a great little promo afterward. Then Kerry gets on the mic too. Not bad on the stick either, chip off the old block. And the look on Kyle Davis's face, he was disgusted with the shenanigans of the Mortons here. I love how squeaky clean this announced team is in the NWA. Coming up next, Rhett Titus, Thom Latimer teaming together to take on the Brothers of Funstruction. Fuck, I hate that. Yabo and Ruffo. To be honest, I do good with that gimmick and all that stuff. I just want them to lose based off their tag team name. Rhett Titus finds a red nose on the floor and puts it on. There's a bit of shenanigans here. Ruffo starts juggling with 3 balls, and then dares Thom Latimer to juggle. So he's throwing the balls to Latimer. Latimer doesn't want to juggle the balls. And then he dropped a ball. And then he dropped a second ball. And when he went to go pick it up, he got attacked from behind. Fun shenanigans. Some ha-ha like that is okay, all right? But this is a serious tournament. Latimer and Rhett work well together as a team, I believe. I really like that triple leg drop from the Clowns. One of them picked the other up, with a back suplex. And then as he went down for the 2 leg drops on the chest, he hit 1 leg drop across the throat. Very nice. There was a creative finish where one of the Clowns was crouched behind, I believe, Rhett Titus. And he ended up getting rolled up for a pin. Very surprise finish. Did not expect that. Then Camille makes an entrance. Be still my beating fucking heart. She looks tremendous, of course. Why wouldn't she? She's a queen. She's trying to refocus her hubby, her baby, Thom Latimer, in his plight for the world title. And she, you know what? She cut a promo on Titus, and she's not lying about her being the real main event. I'm serious. I'm just saying it because I adore her and she's my favorite. Every pay-per-view she's stolen the show, and I can't wait for night 2 to see her and Natalia Markova. And I did kind of laugh at Camille saying that she heard that Natalia apparently likes it very, very rough. I can only imagine. So great promo for Camille. Let's move forward. Savages taking on, man, I hate saying this name after doing the Triple Mania review, Mr. Says Jr. And Octagon Jr. So this will be an interesting mix of styles with Jax being, you know, a big boy and Late Troop being, you know, the big MMA guy, taking on some luchadors. Mr. Says was very impressive. I think Velvet Sky said this. No, it was Joe Galley. The quote was exploding into the unprotected face. I don't know why that was funny. It just was. 450 on Troop whilst he had a submission on. And then Mr. Says dived on Jax Dane, and then they won. And that was a nice match. And honestly, glad I didn't go too long, but it was a surprise victory there. I did think Savages would move forward. Anyway, let's get up to the next matchup because I believe that this was the best matchup of the show, and this was the most entertaining matchup of the show. And on paper, you might think, oh, could this end up being quite messy? You never know. It's a hardcore team war. Samantha Starr with her mother, my home girl, Baby Doll, interview on the channel here with her as well, teaming with Maddie and Missa Kate and Ruthie J, who was filling in for La Rosa Negra, who had a car accident. So I hope you are okay, La Rosa. They're taking on Pretty Empowered, which is Roxy, Kenzie, Kylie, and Ella Envy. I will have everyone's names memorized soon. So now, you know, Pretty Empowered are now a stable of 4, not just a tag team. And they were my #1 women's tag team of 2022 in our awards, which you can also check out on our channel. We've got awards for every single category you can think of. I think 30 categories, and some negatives, some positives. But anyway, let's get back to the review. They're all making their entrance. You know, the baby faces are in the ring there, and the commentators are talking quite normally, you know, quite chilled out. And then Samantha Starr's got a can of like gasoline with her, and just breaking out of this chilled out vibe with the commentators. Joe Galley just starts screaming, "Is that a can of gas? My God, Samantha Starr has a can of gas!" And then the next moment he's chilled out again. Unfortunately, Baby Doll got on the microphone and said that it was great to be back in Greensboro. So if she is wondering why the crowd booed as she was cutting this promo, it's because we were in Winston-Salem, Baby Doll. And then Kyle Davis made a mistake by saying the name Kenzie Page twice instead of introducing Kylie Page. One little nitpick. Kylie, where's the pink outfit, mate? Everyone else in the team's wearing pink. Why are you in white? Why do you have to be different for? Not a big deal. But I really like the fact that they've become a stable. I'm really into the team. Like, honestly, what we've got from Pretty Empowered here was very, very cool. So it was kind of like a gauntlet rules deal here. 2 ladies started in the match. Once someone got pinned, then someone from the team that got pinned, then they enter the match. So early on, someone was in a side headlock takedown, and it looked like that they were getting a noogie. And Joe Galley, "Is that a noogie?" Tim Storm, "I think noogies are illegal in this match." I don't know. That just made me laugh. They try to jam a chair between the ropes in the corner. You know, when they try and jam it in there? And it wouldn't fit between the bottom rope and the second rope. She just couldn't get it in there, right? I don't know what it was. Maybe she needed to like put her foot on the bottom rope to like push it down a little bit, but she was just trying to stick it in there. So for next time, maybe try pressing your foot down. You never know. But they pivoted very well with it. She just laid the chair on the bottom turnbuckle, and in the end, I think she ended up getting her face slammed into it. So didn't work out well for you, did it, mate? Mr. K ends up getting eliminated with a code breaker. And I think Kenzie at ringside, she is really in character throughout this whole deal. You can hear her constantly yelling and carrying on. And Pretty and Power were getting so much solid heat in every chance they could get. If the baby face was near their corner, they would fucking yank them out so aggressively. And then they just like a pack of dogs, I think Velvet Sky said. And it was like a pack of dogs just like so aggressively attacking. It was really cool. They did mess up a spot from Roxy from Pretty Empowered. I believe Maddie was supposed to kick a chair or push a chair and slam it into Roxy's face, but Roxy didn't actually just hit herself with the chair. She kind of just fell down with it whilst holding it in front of her face. So that kind of was a shame. But anyway, Roxy ends up getting eliminated by Maddie with that really cool kick that she does. And then soon after this, Kylie Page, I believe, comes in and she hits Maddie so she had a hockey stick and she hit her in the vagina so fucking hard, dude. And then Maddie sells to the ropes. She's on the bottom rope, right where the other girls from Pretty Empowered are in the corner. And I'm telling you, man, Kylie Page ran in with this fucking drop kick to Maddie's face that just smashed into her so hard, dude. I was laughing so much because I was like, Jesus Christ, Kylie's insane, bro. And then soon after, I believe Kylie copped a cookie sheet to the ass. And a very good comment from Velvet Sky. She wasn't baking buns, though. Very good. You're doing well here, Velvet. And yes, I did laugh at some of your jokes with the clowns on commentary. A lot of lame kind of dad joke style jokes from Velvet on this show. Hockey stick in Kylie's mouth. Like that for the submission hold, like a camel clutch, but a hockey stick, just, rearranging her teeth as it happens. She gets eliminated. Then Kenzie eliminates Maddie with a double cookie sheet shot straight away. Boom. Ruthie comes in next. Ruthie impresses with a sick bridging German. Then Ella pulls Kenzie out during a pin. And Ruthie moves over toward Ella and gets powder in the eyes. Love the powder in the eyes. Ruthie gets pinned by Kenzie. Then Samantha Starr, Baby Doll's daughter. I would have popped if her name was Samantha Doll, like Baby Doll's surname is actually Doll. I think that would be funny. But Samantha Starr is fun. She eliminates Kenzie by shoving her over the top rope. Very good. And again, I reiterated, I think this is the best match so far. It was entertaining. The palate cleanser are required from a lot of just tag team matches. Samantha Starr with a very cool move into the chair. Baby Doll gets annoyed with Ella Envy grabbing brass knucks. Good distraction for Baby Doll. But then Baby Doll hands Samantha Starr, guess what? A coal miner's glove. That is wicked, bro. That is some old school shit right there. Samantha Starr clocks the shit out of Ella Envy with that coal miner's glove and gets the win. Wonderful. Okay. I think we've got 3 matches to go. Or 4, maybe. I think it's 4. Shit. This is a long show, man. Up next, Magnum Muscle, which is Dak Draper and Mims taking on Knox and Murdoch. This is a great team here, man. But what kind of name is Dak? Dak, D-A-K. Come on, man. It's not a real name. Nice back and forth between the two. Knox with a big crossbody. At this point, I'm like, watching the pre-show was a mistake because it's just like it just took so long to get through all this. And I'm not complaining. I just get a little bit impatient, I suppose, because I want to get the show done so I can record the review. Didn't matter, though, because it wasn't going to end up going up anyway. Murdoch and Knox with the high-low, which is like a running chop block from one side and a massive clothesline from the other. It's a sick finish because they lay it in there. and they get the win. Very good. I'm high on Murdoch and Knox as a team, man. Take them over some of these AEW tag teams any day. Seriously. Aussie Open? No. Knox and Murdoch, thank you. Max the Impaler and Judais with Sinister Minister at ringside, taking on Titus and Chris Adonis, who've called themselves the Midnight Riders. I think there's already been a Midnight Riders. Just saying. So here we go. The issue with Titus is that he really is rather slow. It's not that he's a bad wrestler, but he's just a little bit stuck in the mud and slow. And look, I'm not saying it, but maybe if he lost 20 pounds, I might take the impressive nature of what he looks like away from him if you have him cut 20 pounds. But I think it would do him the world of good if he did, because he might be a bit quicker, you know, but it is what it is. Maybe there's nothing he can do and he's just a big boy and he's just going to be that size all his life. I don't know. Because sometimes when he wants to, he really does pick up the pace, you know. I see the effort when, you know, I think when I saw him wrestle Trevor Murdoch, I was like, he's moving at a way quicker pace here than the time I saw him wrestle Cyon, and it was like he wasn't moving at all. Anyway, so we start off with, you know, Titus not wanting to get in there with Max the Impaler. Freaked out by Max the Impaler because of the look, you know, they're pretty freaky looking. Adonis comes in. He's selling for Max the Impaler as well. So there's some hate on Adonis here. You know, Max being non-binary, it doesn't matter because they're so physical and big that it's okay that this happens, right? Because it makes sense that somebody who is that physical and big can match up with these big boys. Titus getting a hot tag. He picked up the pace, thankfully, after all this heat on Adonis. Then Max shoved the referee at one stage. Scott Wheeler, the referee, calls for the no DQ. Get it together. Scott Wheeler, the referee, calls for the DQ. Not a popular decision for the crowd, but it makes sense for Max the Impaler's character. Max the Impaler just doesn't get it, you know? They just get too wound up and because it's like an animal. Anyway. Now, after this, we go backstage with Carl Davis. He's interviewing Natalia Markova. And I'm just like, fuck me dead. How is Kyle, how are you able to concentrate, bro? They were right out there. And they are tremendous, okay? And God, everything else I wrote here was just me just going on about how hot she is. Yes, she doesn't need to introduce herself. She's one of the sexiest humans on the earth. And that accent of hers too. Oh my God, bro. David Crockett joins commentary. I like it. Very nice. NWA National Championship on the line. Next, EC3, the champion, takes on Thrillbilly Silas Mason with Pollo Del Mar at ringside. I've become a big fan of Thrillbilly. This guy has stepped it up since I first saw him in NWA. I think he's a star for the future here in this company. EC3, I still can't get into, so I'm like, here we go, Ethan. Show me something, bro. Because the last time I think I saw him wrestle, he wrestled Kevin Kiley Jr., aka Alex Riley, and did not go well. Or maybe you wrestled Cyon. I can't remember. ECU is like a university nearby here in Perth. EC3 uses Pollo, you know, kind of like Randy Savage would hide behind Miss Elizabeth. He hides behind Thrillbilly's manager here, Pollo. Main squeeze. Nice backdrop onto the concrete on Thrillbilly. Then Thrillbilly gets thrown to the commentary table, which makes me laugh because I just like seeing Joe Galley react to anything. So entertaining. EC3 completely misses a knee. And I thought this match hasn't been too bad. You know, I'm kind of getting into an EC3 match. Very good. Great German by EC3, constantly cutting Silas Mason off. Thrillbilly kept firing up very well. He's very good at the firing up. EC3 hits a headlock driver. Don't kick out. They got me. I thought it was over. Then there was a mule kick that I saw not just a mile away, 10 miles away, coming from EC3 on Thrillbilly. And then he goes and grabs his title belt. And then as he's trying to get into the ring, Pollo grabs the belt. Then Delmar accidentally cops a boot from Thrillbilly as EC3 rolled out the way. Then he rolled up Thrillbilly, held the tights, got the win. Pollo's just fallen to the outside, hit the concrete hard, out cold. No medical personnel's come out to check on her. Then this is the greatest heel thing. This is like the love of his life, Thrillbilly. You know, Pollo gets nailed off the ring apron. Thrillbilly walks up to Pollo and then steps over her and walks off. Joe Galley, again, I am beside myself. I can't believe what I've just seen. So many disgusting things have happened on this show. Coming up next, yes, this is the main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. La Rebellion are supposed to be taking on Fodder and Flip Gordon, but it appears Fodder hurt his foot on the pre-show. So I think the national title match should have main evented, but let's see. Let's have a look here. So Flip's going to be going solo in this match to make it a handicap affair. I was concerned that he wasn't really over enough for this. Last year, you know, PJ Hawks really was kind of, he had to do a handicap match against La Rebellion last year when his father got injured in this tournament. But I think PJ was already like very much more well known to the audience than Flip. And I say that even though I don't watch the weekly show. Maybe Flip's been there for 6 months and I don't know shit. But that's just what I was thinking. So anyway, Flip early on, he again does things that annoys me. He did these like kip ups over and over and over again. The guy was trying to get towards him and he kept on kipping up over and over again, all around the ring. The guy's coming for him. Nope, kip up, nope, back down, kick up. And I was just like, this is fucking stupid. Like, I don't care how many times he's kipping up. I would just run and just kick him as hard as I could. Here comes the heat. PJ Hawks really got himself over with this spot last year. So you know what? I'll give Flip some credit here. He did show some good fire. He hit a nice double blockbuster. Fodder then came out despite not being medically cleared and people trying to stop him from coming out. It's like, you know, medical personnel trying to stop him from coming out. It's like, oh, that's why they didn't come out to help Pollo, because they were helping Fodder with his foot. Pollo could have like been dead and no one came out to help. So then at one stage Fodder gets a stick and he's just hitting La Rebellion in the head with the stick. And I'm like, why is that not a DQ? Why is that not a DQ? How is that not? You know, we got a DQ from a referee getting shoved over, but one of the wrestlers getting smacked in the head with a stick over and over again. Oh no, the referee's going to believe that, give discretion to that. And then out of nowhere, Vampiro shows up, choke slams Flip Gordon, hits a sidekick on Fodder, and then Mecha Wolf hits a frog splash on Flip Gordon, and it's over. So a nice surprise there to end the show. Vampiro clearly siding with La Rebellion. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Night one of the 2023 NWA Crockett Cup review here on the WZWA network. To give this this review, or this show, sorry, a rating out of 10. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. That might sound low. But I think the fact it was so long with the pre-show, a lot of cold matches, highlights of the show, Vampiro showing up, the Thrillbilly EC3 match was very decent, Natalia Markova being on the screen, Adonis and Tyrus's character work dealing with Max the Impaler, and of course the hardcore war with the ladies there. I'd say that's the highlights. Oh, and the Ricky Morton heel turn. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. All right. I'll give it another half just because of Ricky. Thank you all for joining me here on the WZWA network. Please check out our store on prowrestlingtees.com where we've got some t-shirt designs up there. Also in the description, we actually have it in the description now. I lied the last few times. There is a link to our Patreon. It's $3 a month. That's like 10 cents a day. You know, if it's, 30 days, 10 cents. 10 cents a day, dude. And you get like some extra content that's too hot for our YouTube channel. So that's all there is to say. Thank you for joining me. I'm Karlifornia, and we will see you tomorrow. Well, actually, no. The review for night 2 will go up like a couple of hours after this. So I'll see you slightly down the road. Thank you.
Network, that's the way we play. Good God Almighty. Network, that's the way we play. Get puppies. Network, that's the way we play. Get.
The following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA network.